I literally I'm looking at him and say, yo, should I? No, yo, I'd love. My thing for sales, um, signals from $21,
Yeah, same actually.
$19,
Yeah,
$18,
I, wa-
$17.
I was thinking about this for quite and I was no, when it was halted up by a thing there, and I think that things that look shaky. When Transjam was doing anything before the after the big fall, I was looking at it and saying, "Yo, signals might be a while with this APO still, because the whole thing looking with the whole Transjam pulling out the money." And then I watched it fall. I don't know. In my head, I don't know why I held on to whatever hope I was holding on to, but I could
You
have
know
missed.
it is, well, you tell me, because that's a good thing. Because that's all we want to talk about in this episode. Let me jump right into it and not waste some time. Hi guys, welcome to earnings season. You have not heard from us in a long time. Blame me completely. I have been, I don't know what I tell you guys, sick. I can't say sick these days. I'm Randy at RTO,
And I'm done at age, then, eh?
and this is earnings season. The show you listen to, love, hate, need, don't need, whatever. What we're talking about this week. This week, keeping it nice and simple. We're talking about, and it's the first part of something that I want to continue, but we're talking about the crisis in air quotes. You know, the market has fallen, and when we thought that it couldn't get any worse, boom.
Coronavirus!
Yep.
I wanted to use the Cardi B sample. I can't stop hearing it in my head.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
We're gonna make a song out of it still.
Already has. She's on the iTunes top 100 as of today.
No, wait, she made a song or she just
Knowing how these things go, I think on the back end, them just grab it because it's she talking. So
Oh yeah,
I think she just
then
license
just
it
read
and
it.
put it on. Yeah,
Makes
probably gonna
sense.
go number one.
It's fire,
Yeah,
bro.
it's a new world. But yeah, Corona come and we thought the market couldn't take another hit. Boom, it take a bigger hit. Ye- Based on how things looking now, I know who wasn't bleeding before and for bleed. The market is down, but and I can only speak for myself, and then I can speak for himself here. I mean, I have had losses. I've had things go down, but outside of like the things that I just know I couldn't move, I'm not really anything major. So then I had just interrupted you, and you're just saying something that you didn't sell something, and you're wondering why you didn't.
Oh yeah, I had a heavy holding in signals. There's a time when I say, boy, I should let this go because I don't think something to come around right now. We probably even spoke about it.
Hmm.
Um, during the Transjam thing. When Transjam came and signals started pulling back a bit, there's some heavy orders on the sell side in the queue, and I was thinking, boy, I can just exit this right now. 'Cause I didn't think the APO was going to come on the back of Transjam taking so much money from the market.
Uh,
You could see the actually fall. So I was thinking, oh boy, I better just come out of signals and try to put the money somewhere else, try to make something. If I had done that, or at least was encashed it, then I'd have. So the thought origin at the time was sell, probably going something else, or else buy back signals on the low when it pulls back from the heavy selling and you
hmm.
know. But I didn't do it, and I'm way. I want to say I'm way worse for it. Yeah, sure. I don't want to phrase it like that, but you get
No,
me.
if you're
uh,
worse fight, you're worse fight. I
but yeah,
mean,
I did not sell. So yeah, the value of my holdings in signals is much less now. If I had sold at that time, then why? And there's a feeling I just held on to, boy, just keep signals because, and I gave myself some reasons why I should hold it because, boy, when the right situation news come out, then it's everything Gucci.
word.
But I, yeah,
I mean, I gave myself.
I think I think we even had a convo where you said the same thing. I said, boy, the right situation too. So we're waiting on that. But I think we just during that conversation we never phrased the but look at the opportunities in the in our faces now in the wake of this trans jam thing.
Yes. Well, for me, I did have certainly just what I'm calling milestones that I was looking for. So I couldn't, in my view, with the level of signals holdings I have, I can't sell it before the man them declare the dividend, right?
Yep.
And the dividend out now, and that's been in my calendar. Big up anybody who has added themselves to that public calendar. By the way, we have a calendar going where it has all the all the dates for all the dates for what's this dividends, all the dates for results, expected dates for results, all sorts of things. I have all of that in a calendar. We'll continue to add to that, and you'll hear more about that in a little while. But yeah, in the calendar, every time I check my calendar, because I live on my calendar, yeah, it's there up at the top, Cygnus dividend, Cygnus dividend date. And the Cygnus dividend date was Monday the 16th, right? And the man them that's
Uh-huh.
record date for it. And they declared from before, was the last quarter? It was February 13th, they had a meeting and they declared the dividend of 29 cents per share.
Mm-hmm.
But couldn't like so I mean I feel like a hypocrite now for all the years I say yo I'm in a business for dividend.
I'm going to have a point of sales and say, boy, you can talk change about dividends.
Yeah, but
Earners praise dividends in wait until they're rich. So you know what's really happening,
oh
guys.
yeah, you're funny. Well, Danhai has a much bigger Cygnus holding than I have, so if I'm rich,
Yeah,
I mean it's a 39-cent dividend. I did that at 135. I hope I got that right. So it's
Jamaican, yeah, 39 cents, yeah.
39-cent dividend. I mean, if you have
Mm.
if your average in Cygnus is you buy from me like me from $9. My average is $9. You have a $11 average price, right? You are looking on you're looking on a current yield from just this single dividend of 3.5% in one quarter. I will take that free money, right? In a time of corona, I will take that money. I should say, by the way, guys, if you hear any noise on the track or any distractions or so on, Dana and I are being what's the term that bro God so must be
We're
socially.
doing social distancing. So yeah,
Yes, so we're in different locations, but we're still trying to bring it to you, especially because you guys have been waiting so long. And there's also an episode that we did that who knows. I want to drop that episode, but the sound quality on it is really bad. And meaning we did that.
the big
Go ahead.
the big episode with the listeners on,
Yes, yes.
yeah, oh yeah.
Had a call with a bunch of listeners. So we I want to drop that episode, but it pained me as much as I've had it cleaned up and professionally cleaned up again. And there's still work to be done on it. I'm not comfortable with it, and I have no issue waiting per se. Because the market and life has been really taking over. But I forget my point. Tangent, take over again. The point, however, that I was just saying was that we 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 have been paying attention to the market. I did have to pay attention to that dividend. I can't turn down a 3.5% dividend in one quarter. And my gut is telling me, I don't remember if I have it right, but my gut is telling me that there was another dividend declared. Did they declare another dividend? Or is that wishful thinking?
I think it's a double. So something going on with the JSE because I think it's the same notice.
Twice? No, but the
Yeah,
amount
there
was
is a
different. I worked out an amount earlier today, and it was 1 cent. Like, oh, this is 0.0029. I think it's something like 0028.
wait. So that's after February 17th because no, somebody sent me a screenshot with hold on, let me give you the correct because I know myself.
Let me do the same thing. I just checking.
So yeah, so the screenshot has Cygnus Investments declares dividend on posted March 17, 2020.
Yes.
I'm no longer seeing that.
Okay, so
I'm not seeing it on the JSE,
because I got that same
and
thing.
it's the same exact notice as the other one.
The number was different though.
So let me show you. No man, same US 29.
Mm.
Let me send it to you. Funny, we're not right beside each other, so we can't just show the phones.
Exactly. You're right. I mean, so they pay the dividend and we get the usual dividend drop.
Yeah.
Post dividend drop, I should
Well, it's
say.
interesting. Post dividend drop. So yeah, so people are holding up. People probably bought in for the dividend and then they exited when.
When it's out, yeah? I mean, and that happens
Yeah.
a lot. I don't hear a lot of people talking about that. It's so funny. I hear people talk about all kinds of things in the market, but I don't hear them talk about they talk about like the what's one thing I always hear one the back to school drop. I hear the end of year drop.
Yeah, yeah. They can improve a lot of these
I hear
things.
the March drop,
So,
but I don't hear things like the post dividend drop, which is a very real thing. I don't hear I
uh,
don't hear things like the what would I say? I don't hear things like the was another time when we know it dropped because post dividend is one. But yeah, here's something that nobody talks
mhm.
about. I don't hear anything about a pre bad results drop. Always guaranteed. 1 or 2 days before a bad result, suddenly that share price goes down, and you wonder how these people know. Um, but that's I'm sure a whole other topic. And on the flip side, you have the good results rise. Right before a good result,
Mhm.
you always have a little rise right there. And I know I've paid attention to it
There.
because every time.
Things I haven't seen it across the board, but what I can attribute the thing there, the post result, so the post result movement, it's not oh, the 1 or 2 days
Mhm.
before. Boy, I can't explain that one. But on the day of the results drop, when it moves, when so the price changes, so drastic. So it seems as if the thing is as if the stock is mirroring what will come. So on the day of the results, you check out 1 o'clock come out, 1 o'clock, and you realize that all the stock rose heavily, and then good results post on that day. But I understand with from some calls with the JSE that I heard from some people because of the whole mailpack thing where mailpack posted on their site before JSE had posted it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the thing is that so JSE is sent. So the clause the companies they're operating the way they operate with the thing there with JSE rules is that when you send the results to
Mhm.
JSE, that's when the blackout period is open. So no insiders of the company, the employees or whoever they declare as an insider in the company, employees, directors, connected parties, they can now go forward and trade. So it's when they send it, not when the JC posts it. So if there's a lag between when the JC posts it and when it's sent, then
That's fine.
you see what I'm saying.
Are you sure about that
So
now?
I send the result.
Are
Hmm?
you sure about that? I don't know if that's the rule, and I think the rule is that
It is what
I
the rule says after I'm gonna bring it up, try to bring it
yeah,
up.
because I think the rule says
But
after it's posted, as far as I know.
you wanna watch us that publications.
It's so weird how we are the ones who care so much about the law and quote the law and look it up. The other day, I was in a conversation and somebody was talking about whether, matter of fact, let me talk because you were on, we spoken about that, the fact that you were on Deion Jackson Miller's program. I don't think,
I'm not
I
sure
don't
if we
think we've
have.
actually spoken about it on show. So big up Danhai for that and big up the Deion Jackson Miller for having her finger on the pulse of what's happening. I think he did a great
Oh,
job
big up there.
Danhai, so congrats on that. But I one of the things that was mentioned during that show was whether or not people are on Twitter giving recommendations, um, what
Oh,
the FSC need to come in and do. And as incensed as that made me, and the guy, what's that guy's name? Dashan Henry. It says as incensed as the things that you were saying made me, because to me it's just straight ignorance. Later on it occurred to me, say, yo, why am I angry? Instead of just being angry, you look
hmm.
into it. And I look into it, I'm like, yo, this guy, well, he's a journalist, so he's doing his side of things and he's bringing light to what he sees, which is good. But like the people who agree with him, they're on the show, and well, not many people agree with him on the show. And privately, that have spoken to me otherwise. It occurred to me, say, me and somebody else in a conversation about whether or not something is being done or whether or not something is illegal, but only one of us has actually, and that's me. That's a weird thing.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I get that very often.
People tell us all the time what is or isn't legal, what can or can't be done, what is or isn't against the rules, but they haven't bothered to go and check the rules.
It's based on whatever idea they have in their head. I tell you, I'm better at my job because of investing. I work, I've said it before, risk and compliance. A big part of my job is knowing the rules. so we can be compliant and helps we being the company I work at, so we can have a lot of things sorted out to us, so we can be compliant with JSC's rules, FSC's rules, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to know those rules. But it's funny, I don't know those rules become a job. It's just I'm good at, I know those jobs, I know those rules because investing. So in my head, I had to look at that. You have to know operating environment. Knowing the rules has made me earn the money a lot of times.
Yo, the case in point, yo, since this one is so topical. Today I was talking to on Twitter, I was tweeting at Randy Aird, big up Randy Aird. Met him at the last Stocks on the Rocks. I big up Simon in that Stocks on the Rocks. There's a lot more.
Who owns and operates
Oh,
stocks
Stocks on
on
the
the
Rocks,
rocks?
yes, yes. Simon, you need to think of it that way. It's not a joke thing. There's a whole heap of value in that, as I keep telling you. Anyway, big up for that event. And big up the one and only carpet god, Sir Nigel Clark, for coming out. But we'll talk about it another time. What I was saying, however, was that I was in a conversation with Randy Aird, and he was saying that Pulse had a 3-to-1 stock split. And it wasn't clear, blah, blah, blah. But to me, well, and you can actually speak about this because you and I spoke about it before and on the day.
Hmm.
Like I can't, I'm looking at it and like, yo, what is this? And you're like, oh, it's a split. And you look at the wording, I thought it was 3-to-1, because the headline said 3-to-1 or 3-for-1.
Hmm.
But once you read the wording, it's very clear. They say
Yep.
you will be given
Three additional.
for each one share that you currently hold, which
Mm-hmm.
means if you have one share today, tomorrow you're going to have 4 shares, 3 plus 1. That's a
Hmm.
great example of where if you simply pay attention to the rules and pay attention to what's written, not what you feel say,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
not what you want, not what you think might be best, but what the thing actually say is the thing that will help you
Yeah.
make a lot of money. If people listen to that, I mean, I'm talking ultra short term here. I'm not telling about anything ultra short term, but if you had put $1 million into Pulse, I wouldn't say Thursday because Friday was the X date. So after Friday, dead gone, right? But if you put it in after it dead, $1 million on Friday. On Monday, you would have had 1.3 something million. You'd had 300 odd grand made just because you knew the rules and understood what was going on.
Hmm.
Or an even better example is if you had $1 million worth of shares on Thursday in Pulse, and on
Hmm.
Friday, the X date, you sold whatever that count, the amount of shares is, not the value, the amount of shares was. If you sold them all for, it was trading that day for like 230 odd, it went up to 3 odd. If you sold them all for 3 odd, you'd you'd have gotten roughly 300 odd grand. And then on Monday morning or end of day Monday, you'd have gotten back more than $1 million worth of Pulse shares if you had understood the rules. And I'm not saying that we're experts or lucky or magical, but that's something that you could have made money from just by knowing the rules. Now, I don't know
Hmm.
if that's long term or short term. All I know is that that's an obvious, like it was there. The rules were there. It was, and they were very clear about it. You notice, like when you ask a child if them have something, what you have my earring, like you says to a child, you have my earring, and them say, I don't have it in my right hand. Okay, that's a
Hmm.
weird way of saying that, right? In the same way, they were very weird in what they said, and they had their AGM, and at the AGM, it is reported that John Jackson asked, um, what kind of split do you mean? You mean a 4-to-1 split? And they answered saying, yes, you'll end up with four. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but you'll end up with 4 shares as a result of having had 1 share before. John Jackson made sure to clarify. On top of that, big up your employer, Mayberry. Mayberry sent out a notice about what was happening before it happened.
Hmm.
Now, with all of that in front of you, I mean, what what else can I say? I don't know what else to say. If you want if you're in this thing serious, especially during a time of COVID like this, if you're serious about money, if you're serious about the money and the gains, and you feel like the market has dropped and I've lost a lot of money, you should be mad serious about every dime you can find, and that is an opportunity
Hmm.
for a whole heap of dimes. I don't know if nobody else not take it serious like us, bro. I just feel sad and tired these days. Danhai. But bringing it back around to the point that you had made just now about Cygnus, and I was saying my milestones. I couldn't drop it before the dividend milestone, right? And right behind the dividend milestone is either the rights issue slash or API, APO, about API, APO milestone.
Uh-huh.
So if you have those milestones, it's kind of hard for Lego to start
Yeah.
with Pulse. It's kind of hard for Lego to start because as much as there's
Mhm.
magical things happening now.
It's one of the hardest, changing the face of new information. You have so much thoughts about the old information that, boy, this new thing be presented to you.
Yes,
Do I factor it in and no change the
yes,
plans? You have to do that.
yes. And at the end of the day, it's still speculation. It's still a quote unquote gamble, right?
Definitely. Yeah. Because at that point, I never know what's happening now would be happening.
Yes.
My There was no COVID, so my thought was, so the market depressed because of Transjam. When Transjam comes to market and the refunds are back, and somebody might be set, somebody exits, so somebody puts money in Transjam,
Mhm.
right? And they get the return, they get a higher return on Transjam, so they sell Transjam. That's more money coming back to whatever they want to buy, and what they want to might be Signals. Signals might be attractive to them at that time because of rights issue. Or something might be there. So my thought, I never factor in, boy, the market will take such a dip.
Uh,
But that, so live with it.
but I mean, I feel I don't want to be disingenuous, but have you? Is it that hot? You've lost that much? You've lost?
Mm, um, it hot, yeah,
No, not even hot.
but
Every dollar gone in hot. Of course. I mean, have you actually lost overall?
oh no, I have no.
It- that's exactly what I'm thinking. Too. I mean, I look at it and I'm thinking, wow, contract value,
Yeah,
but at the same time, the same look at players them out there, right?
the only reason I feel is because of how I think about things. I know, yeah, I don't want to lose at any level. So, and generally, I look year to year. So I made the money last year, so I don't want to be down on anything for this. Yeah, because I want to be for this year. I'm down, even though I'm up overall. I don't want to. I don't like that thought. I want to every year make more money, right? I think everybody wants that. So that's the only reason I feel that way. But in real life, I still made money. So.
Boy, I'm with you. I'm with you, and I know the hard part comes because, like I see everybody else saying, "Oh, there's so many deals out there." I mean, there really are deals out there, right?
Definitely, trust me. Uh, I think it's definitely how you think about things, and that's the first part we always go to when analyzing a company. In this, uh, we always go to generally what's the goal, but that's not what I'm talking about. Talking about you're on the last thing on the open podcast we had with the
Hmm.
listeners. We had a conversation with one of the guys, and we're telling him know what a company does to make money.
Simple. I know.
You have to always know that. So you will know what will benefit or what will not as effective, what might be better, or not effective at all by what's happening right now.
Hmm.
So you might have a pick and it fall, boy, the stock down. That's a lot of people getting caught up in, boy, the market down, the market down, the market down. Instead of actually, all right, so the market is down. What's actually what actually looks good right now?
Exactly.
So even though the stock is low, whatever, what's a good buy right now?
Exactly.
Look at I'm being presented with a new discount because something somewhere still is okay. So if you think about it like that,
Yep. 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 Yep.
I think the guy in the thing that the group I keep mentioning and getting myself more people. Yeah. One of the guys just said today, JPS guys still do them thing.
What do you mean, JPS?
So
What?
week time. So yeah, so the person said JPS will still have customers. People will be home spending more of that light bill. So we can you think we can demand get fall off per se?
That is a big point. Remember, a week time gone almost all the way down to um
Yeah, I see trading in the 60s.
I thought I saw 50 something. 50 is what you just said, right?
Yeah, I wanted to say, but I was trying to verify just now.
Yeah, I want.
But yeah, so really and truly, I've said it before, I'm sure. I think this thing is oversold. So, you know how far bad feelings go. So, boy, my stock's down. So, guess what? The market, the world is coming to an end. No, yes, yes. See, we turn here in the 50s.
Bro, bro.
So, so at IPO, you bought this company at a really good value at $50, 50 cents, right?
Hmm.
No, with more money, the company has a very different balance sheet. So the debt, no, the debt look different. Like it's not bothering them in that way. No, they refinance the debt. No more US killing them that way. So, and here we are. Company has a lot more cash.
Hmm.
Think about that, when the IPO, the government got all the money from the IPO. And look at Wickland's books now, with the amount of money they actually hold in their pockets. Yeah, so even though, boy, we never get the IPO money, we get a lot of money from the government. We get a lot of money from actual business.
Hmm. You.
Profit way stronger there. I don't know. Like, so even though it's down, guess what? And people, so what I'm not hearing, the long-term people and the dividend people. So they're seen, they often seem to be the most vocal people in any investment space. Boy, invest for the long term, man. I tell you what.
Oh God.
I agree. Invest for the long term. Don't stop investing. Invest for the long term for me means I will not stop investing. Over my life, I will keep investing money and making money from this thing. Cool. Some people take it to mean, boy, if I buy a stock, I must hold for 50 years.
That's what Buffett said.
That's it. Yeah, but Buffett different as
Yeah.
always. Buffett has shown himself to be a short-term investor many times. Boy, Mr. Buffett, I'm very sorry, but these guys keep misquoting
They
you.
don't misquote, they misinterpret, brother. It is strange.
Ah,
They misinterpret in the specific way he says not to misinterpret me too. It's so weird.
it's funny. Remember, Berkshire Hathaway, that big company he operates now, it was a short-term investment for him. To him, it was supposed to be a short-term play. He was buying the stock to sell it back to management, to the company, because he had an agreement with the company to sell the stock within a very short period of time. So he bought a lot of it, saying, here, one, you can take this load out for me when time come. And he only kept it because it didn't work out that way.
Exactly. He was guaranteeing himself
And
some profit. And he got stuck in a play.
yeah, he got stuck in a play because of some disingenuity from between him and whoever was in
Yep.
management. It still worked out for me, to be honest.
Boy.
So, but
It worked out very
but
well.
yeah, so if you're a long-term investor, so you're thinking, boy, if I buy a company for the next 50 years,
Hmm. Is that your dog, Danhai?
it's down now. Probably not mine, probably not another person's dog.
Yeah, people. That's a dog in Danhai's avatar, guys. That's that is actually Danhai in the background. Oh boy. Sorry. But yeah, you made that point of Berkshire. That, yeah, it was a short-term play
Yeah,
for him.
yeah, so I don't know. Let's stop missing everything, Mr. Buffett,
Yeah.
please.
That's
Look at what he actually does. The reports are there, and the two reports, they're there. He's spoken about this many times. Cool.
yeah.
Don't take something somebody says and fix it the how you want it. But take what I'm saying. If I'm saying, I'm saying. If you rate him for what he's doing, don't say, boy, I rate him because he's doing what I think he's doing, what I was doing. No, is he actually doing what you're doing? Then cool. But yeah, back to my point before I run on this tangent.
Go ahead.
We talk about Buffett episode because we keep talking, we keep coming back here. But yeah, you buy a stock for 50 years. And during this time, you look at your company and say, boy, we might come, so get 1 year in.
Hmm.
Do you think this will be the end of your company? Do you think your company will no longer be strong in the next 49 years because of this? Then sure, don't buy it. But if you get up and look at your company and say, boy, last year I was buying this for 50 years. This year, 49 years left, and whatever is happening now on the market and in the economic space, now we affect them for the next 49 years. I mean, I feel like you don't have a problem, to be honest. Like, go for it, buy more, in my mind. Dividend investors. I keep pressing and bothering Randy about dividend yields so he can give me a sheet with dividend yields.
Yes. Send me.
um,
Then I send me out and give me where to go to. That I haven't done yet. But yeah, continue that. maybe you'll give me some idea.
Yeah, if you look at dividend yield,
Hmm.
the best dividend yield you can ever get is at a lower price. If you got some at $20 today, have a great dividend yield. If you got that $10 last year, then guess what? Your dividend yield will be better. So you see a dip in prices and you're seeing, boy, dividends will continue to be strong or dividends will recover at some point. I mean, no, it's a good time. You're securing your dividend yield with these falls. So I don't know, like people, after people has to get quiet or them complain about the market fall or whatever. I think this is your time. But yeah, you know the usual, the thought not really matching what the actual goals are.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's the thing that I see all the time.
Mhm. A bunch of dividend so so and so dividend investors that actually don't they're not really care they're not really looking for the dividend. They get the cap gains, then guess what?
Yeah,
They're happy they're alive, and that's what really matters to them because guess them talking and saying, boy, I got 10% dividends from carriers or whoever was getting 10% dividend carrier, but I'm buying carriers now for 3% dividend yield. Or whatever, right?
yeah,
And then you look at it and then them both of us get a cap gains and all of a sudden talk change. You know, I made 50% of this stock last year. And, and I'm like, well, boy, that's not what you said the goal was.
exactly.
You were talking about the dividend they get live off one day. So
Yeah, but I mean,
make it talk. What are you doing? Actually say doing.
that's exactly it. Let your talk, let your talk match your actions, and make your actions match your talk. It's okay, yo. It's okay to say you want to make the great gains you're hearing about on the market, but don't come in and pretend otherwise. To wrap up, well,
Yeah.
to help, because people might not know what you're talking about there, although they should, but them say it anyway. I mean, dividend yield is a matter of how much money you make from a dividend, right? So if you buy a stock at $100 per share and then declare a $1 dividend, you have made 1% in terms of your yield. In terms of the Jamaican market, you really make 85%. You really make 0.85% because there's 15% tax, withholding tax on dividends
Yeah.
in Jamaica.
Mm.
Some companies are situated overseas, even though they're in
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Yeah. Uh,
Yes. So, for example, ECL. ECL is in St. Lucia, so they don't have to pay any taxes. First Rock mentioned that they.
ECL is Jamaican.
Say that again?
ECL is Jamaican.
No, sir.
Express Catering is Jamaican.
Express Catering might operate in Jamaica, but Express Catering is a St. Lucian company.
You want to check that?
Well, I should. I don't want to get this wrong.
Remember, I think the junior market companies have to be thing. They have to be Jamaican companies incorporated in
Says
Jamaica.
who?
Break. I mean, the junior market rules.
Hmm.
We can check it.
Well, you check that while I check this.
We've had this conversation, and you've told me this before.
What?
I understand. It's funny because even though we know so much of the rules, we constantly recheck them because of a kind of something come up and we have to check them again.
Imagine that.
But it's really good because very often we find out new things just by checking back.
Hmm.
Junior market rule. We'll pick up amendments.
So ECL was actually sold by Margaritaville. So it wasn't the IPO was selling shareholder.
Mm-hmm.
But I just checking. I wanted just now search for ECL as being lazy. I will jump. I search for St. Lucia, but let me do it properly. It is incorporated in Jamaica and it is incorporated under the laws of Jamaica in 2001. You are correct,
Yeah.
Danhai, which means I need to give a better example. Signos, am I correct there?
Signals, yeah, Signals. I think is incorporated. Yes, because I was thinking about Signals doing. Yeah, man, it's incorporated in Saint Lucia.
In order to be a tax efficient vehicle. And I remember First Rock pointed that out recently that one of the reasons why they chose to be in the places they are also is for tax efficiency.
Yeah, holding companies do really well being incorporated in Saint Lucia because the tax is better on them. So they have a 1% tax on income, 1% corporate taxes, and 0% dividend taxes. So free dividends.
And Proven Investments Limited is also another example. It's another St. Lucia company. It's an IBC, international business company. The point there is that, for the people, if you are actually serious about dividends, you can do a whole heap of really good plays. And I don't see nobody talk about a true dividend
Mm-hmm.
portfolio on the market yet. And that's something that we need to have. That's something that I think people should talk about. Like, and you can do some strong dividend plays within the year. And I know people are doing it because of what I just said
Mm-hmm.
earlier. Before and after the dividend record date or the X date passes, there's a sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So somebody was because yeah, man, I can make money off his dividend. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Cygnus, that's I in my opinion, that is the reason for Cygnus's drop right after the X date for the dividend. And X date,
Yeah.
I'll explain that. X date is the date on which you are no longer qualified to get whatever the benefit was. So if it's a stock split, if it's a dividend, if you buy on the X date, you are not getting it. You're what they call in dividends, they say they trade X dividend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which means you have to buy it from the day before. It's a very tricky thing, but it's important for you to know. You buy before the X date in order to get it. And X date in Jamaica is usually it is 2 days before the record date. Am I correct there, Danhai?
Yeah, because
Because we're in a
whatever,
T
whatever.
plus two market.
Yeah.
There we go. Another time I talk about whatever T plus two is. But so investing in a time of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Danhai same lose money, Randy same lose money. Things looking rough.
uh, I think I'm
Yeah.
Corey. I'm
So,
a me all time boy than I all right. But guess what? I keep telling him I'm fine because I don't have a thought in my mind that I can't make this money back. I don't think oh the market is dead. No, I say so what's happening, and then think of what's going to happen to bring it back to where it needs to happen, or what. You get me? Like what's happening now, whatever is happening. Cool. When that gone, then something must come back, right? Or if it doesn't, if it's a case where or it don't must come back based on what's happening, then I don't know that at that time and at that time that I'll make the necessary adjustments. But right now I'm good.
boy, I don't. You're correct, and that should be a reassurance to anybody else who's wondering, yo, what's happening? We get asked all the time, how do you rework your portfolio in light of this? Remember why you started. Yeah, remember what your goal was when you started,
Mm-hmm.
and remember how best to I don't know, work with your goal. There's so many more things now. I was saying to another brethren who messaged me today, I was saying to him that there's so many there were a huge amount of plays before the market fell. And I'm saying the market fell here right before Trans Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Now that the market has fallen after Trans Jamaica, there were more plays. And then it dropped even more thanks to Corona.
Coronavirus!
It's funny. He said something to me yesterday. I was laughing because I was saying I've been saying this discreet. I've been saying without don't try to spoon feed. So I try to say things without, and hope people get what I'm trying to say in between the lines. And he said the market had already fallen off Transjam doing whatever the actual effect of Transjam pulling money out of the market, and then the market has fallen.
Heavily too.
Heavy fall, no actual change in the companies. Just the trading value is lower. You can get it lower because boy people are selling lower, and then the panic was whatever, whatever. COVID comes and causes another fall. So if the market had reacted to COVID and no transjam, then I'd say, all right, cool. Then prices are adjusting based on what people think is going to happen to the companies because of COVID's influence on the market space, right?
Hmm.
But no, it took a fall and take another fall, an actual fall based on what's happening in the market, and then another fall based on boy feelings. So right now, a lot of stocks are undervalued and won't be affected in the way people think COVID or whatever. So basically, I can get it at a super discount. Clearance sale.
Yeah, boy, I said it to you before, and I said it publicly. I don't remember if I said it in an episode or not, but where if you are just coming into investing right now,
Good
you are
time.
being given the greatest gift ever. You're getting a time machine to 3 years ago.
Uh-huh. Things are trading at values that I just came in the market. That's crazy to me.
Yes, NCB close today at 162.
Look at Wisynco.
We think is it below its IPO?
Oh no, no, no. But it's around the price is settled at post IPO. So it's settled at around 14. So it's near to that. Quite near.
Tuesday, March 17th, it ended the day at $16.94.
Boy.
Wow. Wow. If you are just coming into the market and you are not a big investor, you're not a grand investor, you're just trying to put on a little money for yourself, you are being given the greatest gift ever. It's like you get a time machine. Between Trans Jamaica and Corona, you get a time machine to go back. NCB at 162.
Yep. And hold on.
Then I go and tell him dog them for quiet. Dog owners, shout out. And it works like him. What you do? You go look on the dog a while ago, Danhai? Or he's not back yet.
What? Ready?
I was asking if you went and looked at the dog a while ago. Or
Yeah.
he just stopped back all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be quiet, I'm recording. Yeah, the funny thing, going back to that NCD point, I saying I disagree with you when you're saying that the companies are the same. They're not the same. A lot of them are better. NCD put out a big notice just to remind. You saw that hint? You saw that hint that they put out recently, today or
What?
yesterday,
No, I didn't see what you say.
about NCB Global Finance. It closed. They spoke about two things. They spoke about closing a bond for, I don't remember who it was for, but it's a major bond.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a heavy bond. And what I was proud of was to see them talk about themselves as a vertically integrated regional financial group. That is major. That is us saying, yo, we're not no this to anybody. We're not Canadian. We're not American. We're from Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
We're built and bred here, and then we went to the region. So it means that just like how say there's certain parts of America, Morgan Stanley just run it and have it locked. Some parts of Europe, you have well, the Deutsche Bank will touch stuff. Other parts in Spain, the sponsor of Barcelona does a lot of things. And in the Caribbean region, you come down here, you have to deal with the big people, NCB. That's what I like to see. And
Mm-hmm.
they were just saying that, and they hinted at little things that some people may not have known, other people might have forgotten. They actually financed a heavy part of. I don't want to get it wrong. What they said was they financed a heavy part. Let me make sure I get the wording exactly correct. I want to piss off nobody else if I get it wrong. Plus, I want to big up my bank. And I said that because, yes, I still do own shares, even though then drop come all the way to 162. But I've owned those shares long before 162. So it's perfectly fine, in my view, anyway. But they put out something saying that they announced a completed transaction by their subsidiary NCB Global. And NCB Global is a company that's on the NCB cap market, which is within the NCB group. And I won't read the whole thing, I'll just link to it in the show notes. But what they do say in it is this. They say they closed NCB Financial Group Limited is pleased to announce that it's Trinidad and Tobago. I avoided saying this word earlier because I wasn't thinking how to pronounce it. Now everybody can hear me embarrass myself. Domiciled.
But that's so good.
Yeah, this is correct. Big up my English teachers over the years. um, NCB Financial Group Limited is pleased to announce that its Trinidad and Tobago domiciled subsidiary NCB Global Finance successfully closed that Trinidadian 1.5 billion fixed rate bond for the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And the bond is a 20-year bond and it carries a coupon rate of 5.74% per annum. Big people thought that in a brother. The man them go to Trinidad, go help out the Trinidadian government with a bond, in the Republic of Trinidad. Isn't there a bank in Trinidad? A big bank? Or them big bank name? Uh, big up NCB for that. And funny enough, it's so funny how that works because up to, was it last year or 2 years ago, there were people saying that the government of Trinidad was giving NCB a hard time with getting their Guardian
Garden acquisition.
closed. Yeah, but look at it now. Everything closed. I will turn around and help them raise 1.5 billion Trinidadian dollars.
That's a good neighbor, bro.
Yeah, but let's start business now. Think about it. 1.5 billion Trinidadian dollars at a coupon rate of 5.74% per annum. What do you think the brokerage fee for them is?
Oh.
Up, right? And you and I know you don't have to guess. you can go and find out what the terms on that bond were because it likely has a prospectus, yeah?
Mhm.
Question to you, which I don't actually know off the top of my head. Are bond fees usually a percentage of bond amounts?
Yeah, sometimes, quite often, especially like big bonds.
Yes, exactly. I said
Because
that
basically,
deliberately. So, you know, you can start.
the guys with the money are raised, basically, all the times it happens.
Exactly. I will jump down into this thing where they talk about who they are and they talk about the asset base and blah, blah, blah. And they talk about the fact that they own 62% of Guardian
Mhm.
Holdings Limited. But they also mention that, and in US dollar terms, by the way, that bond is US 220 million.
Mhm.
Um, they say quite clearly here that they hint at something. They say two big things that they've done recently because they said they have subject matter expertise in infrastructure financing and alternative investments. Sound fancy. Recently, and I'm the one who said sound fancy, guys. That's not in the note. Recently, NCB Cap Market has successfully executed Jamaica's largest IPO in history, which is Trans Jamaica, right? Which I'm sure everybody's hoping for now, and the refunds for now. If you haven't gotten it already, that is, because some people have gotten the refunds already. Um, they also say so. That's one big thing that them do. That's the Pan Jamaica, the Trans Jamaica Highway IPO,
Mhm.
and they also said something else. They did a I want to get it right. Yes, they funded the construction of a major new landmark facility on the east coast of Demerara, Guyana.
Mm.
Big thought that, you know. What do you think that big thing is on the east coast of Guyana?
Small amount of things in Guyana are making global news, you know. So it's not hard to think about what that thing is, you know.
That is true. And most of them rhyme with oil because they're oil. And the east coast of Guyana and the eastern part of Guyana is the coastline.
Uh-huh. You could have done that one better.
Yeah. How could I do it better? Tell me.
The rhyme with oil. Sorry, I'm sure you could have thought of many other things.
Oh no, no, yeah, yeah, it was deliberate. It's an old people joke. Stay out of
Yes, I know. I know old people. I know.
this. So we have NCB just showing that yo, we're not a boy thing in this, right? They are huger now than they have ever been, but their share price is what it
Quality.
was 2 years ago, brother. That you couldn't fathom this sort of situation. It is magic.
You can some go up and then you bought at whatever point, right? And it was growing with you. But the price was growing. So you saw your company NCB back then from at a $150 company, and it grew to a $200 company, right? So it's actually valued and worth that $200.
Hmm.
And then the price, the company is still a $200 company, and the price moved at the 150. This whole time on the right, on the right to 200, you were saying, boy, someone wish me did have more money and buy NCB at 150. It can't make no stills.
Yeah,
And your wish came true, bro. You rubbed that lamp and your wish came true. So I don't know.
yeah. If you consider yourself a long-term investor, dividend investor, NCB at 160.
I said it before on the word of PEs. PE is a great indicator of the amount of the price or dividend is paid. 'Cause it's a great indicator of the yield you're going to pay on a dividend. Yes, that's subjective, but right now, especially, that is a very true statement. Low PEs, so high PE, you get a PE of 40 and you're getting a 1% dividend.
Hmm.
You're at a PE of 5 now, then, and the company doing better. The better are the same. Then, and boy, I don't know what to tell. Anything happens at this point, it's on you.
No, no, no. And I mean, that NCB point though is not nothing. Everybody has been mentioning Ghana because of the oil and the possibilities there. We know SVL has been mentioning for a long time. They have a nice footprint there. I know
Mhm.
Blue Power ships all over, including there. Um, but that landmark facility is not a joke thing. I mean, I know they had locked in. If you people who did the research would know that NCB had locked in a loan to the oilfield construction services, who who I believe have a joint venture with Exxon, ExxonMobil,
Yeah,
Esso, which is
that's
under
what,
ExxonMobil.
that's what I remember it as. They're having
Exactly.
I think there
So
with
there we go, boy. And they also have, I believe they're also expanding a prison out there.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, whichever way you cut it, is infrastructure,
Yeah.
is is heavy money and long heavy money.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Wow.
know. And you're getting these shares at 160 something. And it's a blessing. I have to be thankful for the fact that the market can drop like this. NCB can drop from 220, 200 and odd, all the way down to 162, and I'm still in profit. Pulse can drop all the way down, and I'm still in profit. It is a blessing. And the things that aren't in profit, let me see what I have here that I can say is not in profit. I actually do still have a little bit of Wisynco. I thought I'd sold out, but that's good because then now this is just an averaging down opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
A couple of plays. I don't want to mention this one yet, but a couple of plays are way down. I will mention something that's very interesting. I still hold lumber stock,
Same.
and lumber right now is below IPO though.
Build up. Yep.
Yeah. So I guess we can call this some of the COVID based gems because I mean lumber don't report them numbers yet, or them just report it.
Mm, I think they just
Have they
reported
reported?
something, you know.
Yes. I'm confusing
Oh
it with
yeah.
another thing I want to talk about, which was cab.
Yeah, but they report yeah man. So they think that they reported because it was the thing there. The one there's no comparative period that was
Yes, so they just
there's no
reported the straight up quarter.
comparative period there. That's a straight quarter because it's really is a new company. So yeah.
Boy. And on the other hand, cab, Caribbean Assurance Brokers, the newest, freshest to the market,
Mm-hmm.
close today at I have this right, $1.96.
Mm-hmm.
And they just reported an earnings per share of $1.10.
And I'm not sure that that's thing there was the IPO. I think the thing there, you know, the usual with the
With the what? Tell me.
I call it again. It's not simple EPS. I don't think it's simple EPS. I think it's the weighted average.
Oh,
And
oh God, I hate that.
by those,
Yeah, but let's confirm that.
that's how they do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weighted average.
Oh God, I hate that. Do they have it anywhere in there? The actual anywhere in there?
I can read myself. I know that one. 3 8
Yeah, I have.
3 4 6 2.
By the way, maybe you can tell me the answer to this. Why the hell is there a ticker cab broker instead of
Yeah, I was
just cab?
laughing. I was like, when I was kept, I guess they want to be brokers. They want to show that they're broker. I don't know.
Okay, I mean, it's weird. I guess it's CA brokers. I mean, on my system, my calculation is showing me a PE of 1332. I don't know how accurate it is because I haven't run it myself. It's my automatic calculation. But
So I think that
13.32 times
the EPS is 14 cents.
14 cents.
Yeah, 13.32 PE.
Okay, so my
That's
calculation is right.
uh-huh.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
I expect insurance is looking. People have been talking about it, but the insurance agents, or what people have been saying they're getting called from insurance agents, and they're contacting their insurance agents based on what's going on right now. So I don't know. I don't think insurance is doing badly right now.
I think insurance can do better, but I think insurance is about to become very much, much, much more interesting. In Jamaica, insurance actually hasn't been very innovative.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, our greatest idea of innovation is to allow you to have your insurance certificate on your phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. Greater innovation in insurance sector is insuring things like your portfolio. You have a portfolio of more than $5 million, we'll insure you if it falls more than 30%. This market time now is a good example of being able to sell insurance in the future on it.
Uh-huh.
Things like phone insurance for people. People buying iPhones that cost more than $1,000 right now. I'll insure. I mean, my phone is insured. Wow. So I know that there's a market for it, right? People pay. Like, I would pay $500 a month for insurance on my phone. So if I drop it and the screen break, I can get it fixed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody steals the phone, I can get it back. I can get it back. I get a replacement back. We're not very innovative with insurance yet, and there's deeper innovation too. Because as you know, in the deal space, in the IB space, there's lots of things you can insure.
Yep.
Yeah, I can imagine if Proven have insurance on their APO cancellation. Like, if for any reason this APO doesn't happen, you get an insurance payout of blah blah blah. I mean, right now it'd be terrible for the insurer who did it, but but for Proven it would be profit on top of profit, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it,
Suspension, but yeah, it was actual cancellation in here.
no, but I mean delay for any reason because I
Yeah,
mean,
but
well, I can't.
that's what the thing there is for. That's what the underwriting. So underwriting really is insurance of sorts. It shifts the risk.
Yes, yes. So, I mean,
Because Sagicors payout and underwriting fee would be coming from the APO money. If they're insuring, if they're underwriting the APO, so or the deal. So yeah.
mhm. Yeah, so I think maybe the general theme from this one, and I want to make this a little series as we go through this little time because we don't know how many weeks this COVID lockdown going to last. But I I want to take that little theme where we just talk a little bit about what to think because I think people are really fighting, and all I feel is sad these days because I feel like yo, if you listen to me earlier, nobody would not threaten you, you'd happy, and you would not lose money, you'd not buy, you'd say you don't have enough money. Although a lot of people are saying that, right?
Yeah.
Including me. I don't have enough money to buy everything I want. Uh,
Oh, it's
but
interesting
I
that
want to reassure people. Sorry, Danny, I was talking while you were talking. Go ahead.
interesting people clarify that statement. So it went from I don't have enough money to I don't have enough money to buy all I want. Riches are good.
Well, it's you like Carlo and Rich. I will never claim poverty, my lord. I was born into it and I don't like it. It tastes bad.
Which is
So,
great.
so I will keep up trying to make money, but I want other people to make money. So I don't want to be alone on the yacht, and I don't want to buy a yacht either. So I need somebody to get rich and buy the yacht. Danhai.
I'm not much into boating, bro.
Me neither, but I don't think the people who have yachts are into boating.
True. But I do like fly. Let's see what comes with that.
You're the man. Oh, you want that PJ money, that private jet money.
Definitely.
Oh boy, me too. Yeah. Oh God, yes, yes. So that's a story for off here. Cab has been impressive. I won't go too deep into it now. I'll say that I'm very pleased. I know a lot of people are saying that they couldn't get any volumes when it IPO, which is true.
It's funny.
Think about that. 3 weeks ago, people are complaining say you couldn't get any cab because you couldn't get the volumes, even though the price might have been okay. Now you have been granted the magic of not just the volumes, not just them proving their worth via 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 their actual results,
So
but they're actually listed and they're below IPO price.
that's crazy to me.
That is crazy. Are they actually no? They're close to that 196.
Gone to win now. Like, yeah, your excuse is done. Please,
Yeah,
match it
they're
after.
close. Yes, they're close to that 196 though.
Mm-hmm.
So let me not say that they're below IPO price
Yeah, but
because they did IPO.
so there was some trading below IPO price, but
Oh
well,
yeah,
it's above it now. So that's I don't know. You tell me.
yeah, yeah. That is wonderful. The lab, which I rarely ever talk about directly, has dropped amazing results as expected.
Uh huh. Yes,
I said,
and the results
yeah.
are heavy.
Say that again.
Results are heavy.
Oh yes, strong results. Big up Kamala and team. They're doing the good work.
Oh, interesting
Um,
about these companies. the tax
Mm-hmm.
the tax rate will come in like as it. So that will be the place when the lab list.
Yeah. August
Mm,
2019 is when we
yeah,
traded first.
yeah. The tax break, boy. Channel. So it was
Tax,
second quarter
yeah,
tax break. Cab
exactly.
cab results had no tax break in there. And it was
Exactly.
in that great. So I don't know.
That is what I want. That you and me on the same exact page. Meaning, and what this means for people, guys, is that if the company just repeats its performance next year, or next year being this year, 2020, just the mere
Mm-hmm.
fact that they had to pay taxes last year and they don't have to
Me,
pay taxes this year,
they made more money.
corporate
One,
taxes,
yeah.
exactly, one time. And these are companies that are growing like whoa, right?
Yep.
Lumber, bringing it back to lumber. I mean, another company growing like whoa, and there's more to come. I
Mm-hmm.
have not forgotten that age as was supposed to happen, but we see what's happening now. We should at least touch on Corona,
Coronavirus!
because I know people asking, yo, what do you expect to happen in the market? I always ask you, then I'll do it instead. I'll talk first.
Great.
So champion. Corona. I made some tweets today that I stand by. One, I based on just my personal estimation of what I think is happening in America. I think it's like a second Christmas. People shopping like whoa. I see pictures of empty Walmart aisles, I mean,
Mhm.
shelves.
Yeah.
People never you never see that during Christmas.
Mm.
You see it now. People acting like it's a hurricane, except it's all of America.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not being glib or blind. This thing can spiral out of control.
Mm.
It can get very crazy. We see what's happening in Italy. We see what's happening in Iran. We, s- we saw what happened in China, and China is a country like no other, because China look at them just decide to yo, it done.
It's a good
Stop it
thing.
right here.
China is back on the road to recovery.
Yes,
It's good
but China
for
different. Yeah, but America, it can spiral out of control. But thankfully, in my opinion, it has not yet done that. Um, and I have my own thoughts as to how far the spiral can go. I won't go into them right here, although I mean we should, but I don't want to kill the people with time. But let's just say that as it is right now, and if it continues this way,
the
I think that what we will see is just heavier strengthening of these companies. Actually, I'm not saying that consumer demand can drop. People stay home. There is a contraction effect on a lot of things, right? Small businesses will feel it.
Mhm.
Uh, but on the flip side, I mean, the people in financial circles aren't stupid. They know what's up. It's the same response in Jamaica, but I'll come to that in a second. But yeah, speaking for America, because of the impact that they have on us in Jamaica and the wider world and the region, um, I think that if Corona can be managed within the next 2 months, so we're talking in March now, so April, May, I think will be good. June will be summer, and it'll be a great summer. It'll be a post-COVID summer. All of those cheap flights to Italy that everybody everybody buy up now. If you take that flight in summer, you can go spend some money and raise their GDP, raise their well, raise their GDP, raise their well, kinda, and raise our own spending in local circles, Jamaica, so bring it back home. I think America might be good. It's a matter of how long this thing lasts and the impact it has. And I don't think we can lock up for 3 months. So I'm not actually expecting that. Uh, Bringing it home to Jamaica, I describe it as a second Christmas. And in December, heavy spend would have happened. A little bit of spend would have happened in January. February would have had some spending. March, people are expecting to have carnival. So, there's some amount of spending that's expected, and a lot of travel has stopped. So you're not getting that spending. But locally, you see what happened with Price Mart. You see what happened at Mega Mart. You see the empty shelves in Jamaica same way. People buy up things like wow. Yes, the kids aren't in school, but you know what else I see all the time? You can use little things to note it. Everybody what they on Twitter tweet right now, so them eat dinner about 4 times for the day. That means that them buy the food, them buy more food than them expected, them buy more supplies, them buy up more rum and thing, and then them they home and drink it and I eat and I tweet and I watch things for Netflix, which I pay for, using more electricity.
Uh-huh.
drinking more things, so them eating out the food we're having at the house. I suspect if we can manage our corona response also within 2 months, this thing might actually end up as a net benefit to the companies. As
Mm.
it is right now, I think to major companies on the stock exchange and the wider Jamaica, it is a great benefit. I know some companies that are bidding, and I know some entrepreneurs that are not allowing the opportunity to pass them by. Because people like Gordon Swaby,
Mm.
who has done a huge set of deals to help education locally
Yep.
in terms of Jamaica. He keeps tweeting out what these numbers are. I don't want to get it wrong. Let me give Gardner a proper big up because he talk about the numbers all the time. And a huge spike. I think over the last 90 days, he has seen a huge increase in his active numbers. I think something more than 10,000 numbers. How many signups? Over 20,000 signups. And that's for a tech service in Jamaica. 10 years ago, I wouldn't believe it. I would have believed it, but I wouldn't have believed that it's a virus cause it. But no, everybody is used to it, right? And if you think about the long-term knock-on effects, all of those children are used to learning online. They think it's normal because they grow up with computers and them get this as part of them schooling. The government is now used to online learning. Companies are learning to pivot. As much as companies will bawl about this, you see the companies that make it through this difficult time here, else I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember things like, yo, the light bill was so low. Because nobody that run the 4 AC them. The light bill was so low. If you have a delivery company right now, you are bathing.
But
If
funny,
you
hilarious. The companies would often call in a man like you when like no to tell them that your life was low at that time.
That's true. That's true.
Ah boy.
That's true. A lot of the consultancy is just plain common sense, but I understand sometimes you might be too close to the problem to see it.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes it's just somebody else coming in comprehensively and saying, "Hey, look at this." I myself benefit from other people coming in and helping me, just saying, "Yo, you think you're droning? You're not really droning X, Y, Z." So anybody can use that help. But yeah, I suspect if we can manage it in 2 to 3 months, we might be better off. And today, the government announced a raft of measures. Carpet God never play. The man dropped the money. And well, I won't go too deep into that because I'd like to have another episode with maybe an economist or two on talking about it in those terms. However, what I will say is big up to the banks, the financial institutions in Jamaica, who agreed to forego the first year of their asset tax break in
Yes,
order in
that's
order to have the government use those
been a
funds.
while. The bank calling for a tax break, and then disappear,
Yes,
and then say, oh yeah, we take it, we take the stress. That's
imagine that.
I know some financial institutions have said it's the single largest bill they have to pay. That's a tax.
Of course,
Yeah.
yo, if you still we pay attention to things in the market. NCB take a big lick every Q1. I think it's every Q1 when they pay it.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
as in profits, or is it Q4? There's always a quarter in which they hug it up.
Mhm. the heavy
Yeah,
tax.
it might be very, yeah, but and it's big enough to hit them that hard. As much as it sounds small, I imagine it's like your parents promise you, say, "Yo, I'm gonna carry you to Disney World." Old people like me know when they're getting promised to go to Coney Park, and you hear that for years and years and years and years and years, and you finally about to go Coney Park, and they say, "Boy, we
Okay.
need the money for the car."
And say, Mums, it's alright.
Yeah, man, mommy, got you. It's all right. I mean, even need to go Coney Park. You have never actually been to Coney Park. You have no idea what Coney Park is, do you?
I know what this is.
Okay. Well, yeah, I've never actually
We
been.
mention it all the time.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. We talk about it all the time. It's a part of the highway, the new highway. That's what I think of it as. Highdale. Anyway, yeah, it's a big deal. So big up the Jamaican financial institutions for taking that step, boy, for saying, yo, this is bigger than all of us. And big up Carpet God, big up Sir Doctor, I keep calling him Sir, Dr. Nigel Clark, for the job that he is doing. He's doing an amazing job, I believe.
Yeah, agreed.
And the results are showing. And I suspect, I don't want to be too optimistic, but I suspect that if we can knock this thing down in 2 months, oh God, man,
Mm-hmm.
Yo, NCB just announced the three biggest infrastructure project them in the region. The man them fund the three of them. That's in plain terms. In the region, the big highway in Jamaica, we bring it to market. The big, I don't want to say oil project, infrastructure thing on the east coast of Ghana, they are the ones who just close on it too. And Trinidad they need some money because we know they've been bleeding. We're happy to help them find it, and you know them probably take some of that bond themselves too. I mean, 20-year bond, 5 point odd %
So nice.
yield. Yeah, must sound nice. Yeah. Right now, 5 point odd % in these times.
Oh, yo,
Also,
the yield on bonds is crazy right now. So,
yeah, some interesting things are happening in the U.S. market. The U.S. market cut them interest. The Fed cut them rate to zero.
uh-huh. And that
That's
does.
a that's a major thing. That's a major. And not only that, they have pointed out that they are supporting bond flow, supporting their dollar flow, and they're supporting certain industries like airlines and so on. I
Mm.
mean, you know, I, I just want 3 months pass. That's all. If anybody going through this COVID thing right now, just hold out, stay home, eat up the whole of the snacks in the house, please, especially if you buy them from Wasinko. And yeah,
Mm.
they have sent me banana chips, eat them up.
And some
If,
water. Drink
yeah,
some.
drink up the water, you know, man.
It's better. It's
Yeah,
better.
man.
Water tip, guys. Buy the water. Don't use the pipe water. Buy the water.
That's right. Don't, that,
You use
that is
pipe water.
100% correct.
Buy the water to drink. Water. Cool. That's all.
Water. Yeah, but think you need to come link up and give us some ads in, or at least some promotional water. I could drink it and talk about it. Uh, Having said that, however, there are other opportunities that I think, even from the crisis, I hate to say it, but guys, you have to remember this, right? Unless you're dead, you're going to need money. So I'm not saying to profiteer. So I'm not telling nobody to go buy hand sanitizer and sell it at 10 times the price.
Don't kill the
Yeah,
surprise.
I'm not saying
Put the ice out. Sell it super high.
exactly, but look for their opportunities for companies in that space. I think I want to get it right. I think Handy Helpers JA and Little Helpers JA, both of them offering heavy cleaning services for homes and offices.
Yep.
Yeah, link them up on Twitter. Look for them. So if you want to make sure say your place is COVID free, if you have a storefront where people come in every day, you can have Little Helpers or Handy Helpers. Both they're two separate companies, by the way. So that's competition, that's an industry right there. Have them come in at the end of every day and just give everything a disinfecting wipe, a clean, pay the money at 10 grand and you're good. I know you can say, boom, we are COVID safe. At least you're doing your part.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you want to look on opportunities, we can't ignore the Fontana. Fontana makes, I think, 40% of their money from pharmaceutical.
Mm-hmm. But funny enough,
And
herself mentioned PTL today.
say that again?
PTL,
Who
Paramount,
mentioned it?
Paramount Traders.
Yes, no one, yeah. But what about them?
They sell a lot of things. There's a lot of ingredients in in cleaning agents.
Really?
Yeah, I'll send you the link. But
Yeah, and I'll put the link in the show notes. But yeah, so that's an area of opportunity for them. For Fontana, I see they sent out big up Philberg Invest, who always try keep me up to speed. So him send me a notice from Fontana about the options that they have. Guys, if you are home, you almost don't have to leave your home. Fontana allows you to send in the prescription by WhatsApp. They allow you to have it paid for. If you I don't want to misquote them, so I'll put a link to the thing in the show notes. But they also have that you can I think you can pay that way, and they also deliver island wide. So you can turn in your yard. If you're sick, you can turn in your yard and send everything into WhatsApp and get your medication. And what a way we have suddenly changed. Everybody suddenly understands the need to get things at home without leaving home, which means delivery services are getting it. Is there a delivery company on the market?
and people
Yo, and they are below IPO price. Are they? No, they're not. They're not. They're not.
people
They're,
speaking about I think there a certain store that's around price marked,
which
and that
price man?
delivery company has something to do with them. That's saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, that's a major, 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 major thing there. Um, it is it is a terrible time. It's a rough time, especially if you're going through it. I mean, how many cases are up to now? You know
Mm,
what I mean?
I haven't checked in, but last count, was it 10?
10 wicked, and you know it, but there's always that one day where it just suddenly just boom and flies.
Funny enough, it's a good thing that they think that they did the announce that they did the work from home thing at this time because heavy transmission time going get the cases start coming and then people are still going to work. So you know that go. It's a good thing
Yes,
we trying to take the load out of the population.
yes, flatten the curve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, reduce the transmission and reduce how far it goes. I do want to say that the management, it seems to me to be very so far on top of it. I mean, you can't deny it, brother. Maybe just because I've been paying attention to Twitter, but the management of it has been good, and it's across the board. Um, the prime minister has been present and talking heavily about what his response is. Nigel Clark has been doing his part. I mean, the Minister of Health has been doing his part. Even opposition has been doing their part. I think Dr. Phillips pointed out some improvements that could have been made to the budget. He also called for a national day of prayer. It's like everybody gets it. Everybody gets how important it is for us to make it through this time. And all I'm saying to people is that unless you are planning to die during this time, God forbid, but if unless you're planning to die, you're gonna need money when it's done. And there are stark opportunities here. Don't worry about the market being down. The market being down is an opportunity. If you did tell me say you could have buy NCB for 160 something last year, I wouldn't believe you.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me you could have buy Signal for $17 again, I wouldn't believe you. 1725 is where it ended today. I would not have believed that. Everybody will tell me say them did miss Wigton at $50. You couldn't believe say you could have get it for 59 for 50 cents. 59 cents now. Wow. Yo, if you sold Wigton in the 90-cent region or the 80-cent region or the 70-cent region, you can buy it back with the same amount of money and get like 30, 40, 50% more shares
Mm-hmm.
with the same amount of money now. And Wigton is only not going to make money in the future if they have um, an apocalypse where people stop using electricity. That's it. And I don't think that's going to happen. If that happen, I don't care about the market in that case anyway.
Like,
I'll be out there on Danhai's boat calling Danhai saying, "Yo, you never say that me, we're Port Royal, brother, where you there?" But yeah, that's my thoughts on the market and the downturn. I am not as worried about it. I know there's some privilege to that view because I do have the kind of portfolio that's set up that allows me to have that view. But all I'm seeing are opportunities. And we did start off by me saying that there are things I wanted to sell and can't sell because the plays are not happening yet. I can't sell
Mhm.
key yet. I can't sell signals yet. I can't sell lumber yet. Yo, I can't sell proving yet.
Mhm.
Proven put off them APO, nobody not seen put off. Or I remember said the man them did slip and said them buy a bank with a regional financial entity.
JMB.
Yeah. You think it's JMMB?
Mm-hmm.
A
Oh no,
regional financial entity?
actually bought into a regional entity. So proving they're waiting on the opposite to buy the other entity with the whole money thing. So the APO get put off, then
Yeah.
some is in limbo right there. But JMB
Yeah.
bought into the entity and then this happened. And we spoke about it on a previous podcast episode where
Yep.
profits up and there was no reaction. So now at this point in time, profits up and the price fall back. And then this quarter coming, then
Hmm.
the entity going to hit them. So you don't know, man, I don't know. It does sound like things are right. Yeah.
And who you talking about here? Proven? Proven or JMMB?
Proven has an associate stake in JMB. So any JMB does well, Proven will see increased business. Will see increased profits.
Exactly. Proven is the
Yep.
is the largest single owner in JMMB.
Hmm.
And of course, my dark horse, Barita. is the largest single owner in proven.
Mm-hmm.
So when people say proven, them think bunting, but you should actually be thinking Barita or Cornerstone. Who knows?
Persons are proven us, but yeah, burrito.
Yeah. So there's a whole there. It's just opportunity. You've heard us say on previous episodes when we weren't going to a market downturn. But yeah, people have heard on a previous episode where I said that we both said it, that one of the things that we love in investing is whenever a company goes through trouble. Nothing is nice as bad news,
Mm-hmm.
because bad news creates an opportunity for improvement in following quarters and in the same quarter next year.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these companies have provided us with this market with an opportunity for an artificial opportunity for greater profits, because I mean the price them come down to nothing. Um, I state again, I'll end my point with it, that if you are somebody just coming into investing now for the first time, do not panic by the noise you're hearing. Do not panic with that noise. You are having an opportunity to say something that many people haven't said. Things like I bought NCB at 167. Yeah, things like I bought Cygnus at $17. Cygnus hasn't been at $17 in a long time. An opportunity to say, yo, QWI 73. Yo, whoever bought QWI at 50 cents, QWI has become like a line back in the day, CWJ back in the day, Danhai. You notice that?
Mm-hmm. Bones.
The volatility between 50 and 85 cents is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If you bought at 50, 55, 60 cents, I mean, it closed today at 73 cents, right? If you bought at 60 cents, you're up 21%, while everybody around you is saying that the market is down. It's things like that where I feel bad, because I know nobody else has said things like this. Select F is at 71 cents still in this market with NCB, who just announced three massive deals. The second the share price moves, you're gonna see it. All the dog them see it. Everybody know. Uh I don't know. How do you feel about it, Dana? You can tell me how you feel about it, and then we can wrap. Because I know I don't want to keep us
Usually
too
it
long.
makes me go first. It doesn't leave much to be said. Um.
Yeah, but people tired of hearing me talk. Maybe have a different view. Maybe have something nice to say outside that I don't mention.
Oh no, not really. Things down, but
Think-
really, but really and truly, the fundamentals of the company are still the same. The companies, a lot of the companies will be better off for it. So you're investing against that. You have a holiday. As Randy said earlier, a time machine. Some things are down, but things up.
Prices are down.
Prices are down, but there is opportunity for gain in some of the companies left. So I don't. At this point, I feel like I've said it all.
I think that's the message. Hold strain. Remember your plan, and it is a good time to consolidate into your plan. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. In 2 years, you'll be happy that you did tough it out and you never buy the extra case of water because of Corona. You put that into you put that into, I don't know, HCB shares, Wigton shares, something, anything. But yeah, this is what seems to be a crisis is often an opportunity. In the words of, I don't know if he's the great, but we'll call him the great Winston Churchill, because he beat the Nazis. Never waste a good crisis.
Mhm.
Yeah, and this is a great crisis. So, having said all of that, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you like it. We're trying to give you guys smaller, shorter, but more impactful episodes. You'll hear more from us in future, of course, and you'll hear more interesting things coming out from us in future. Again, let me apologize again for the long wait that you guys have had to endure for the episodes. I have had to handle my life outside of it. As much as I love doing it, as much as I think Danai loves doing it, we do have gaps, but we're working on that. We're trying to put things in place to ensure that you don't have as many gaps and to try and ensure that you enjoy what you're hearing. So I'm Randy Rowe. I've been putting this out for a little while, and I plan to put out for a lot longer, as long as I can.
Oh, yeah, and I'm done at age, done.
And this has been earnings season. I hope you guys enjoy this. Look out for another one next week. Thank you, and good evening, morning, whatever time. Enjoy.
All right, guys.
Boom.
Talk about it. Tweet about it.
Earn anything, bro.